Hey gang, it's Ian from Peach Dragon, and today is December 8th, which can only mean Golgoroth Challenge Mode, the second challenge for King's Fall. From this challenge mode, you will be able to get max level armor for whichever difficulty you choose. Normal mode grants 310 chest, legs, or arms, plus a 310 relic. Hard mode grants 320 chest, legs, or arms, plus a 320 relic. And if you complete hard mode before normal mode, you will also get the normal mode loot. So if you're going to complete both anyway, save yourself the trouble, just do hard mode. Now, after playing it for a long time and finally succeeding, we think we have for you the penultimate Golgoroth Challenge Mode strategy. This is technically a cheese because it is not the way Bungie intended it to be played. However, we think that it is still difficult enough to warrant being challenging, and frankly still requires you to know and understand the mechanics of this fight. What are the mechanics of challenge mode, you ask? I'm glad you did. The first mechanic is that each person in your fire team must hold Golgoroth's gaze at least once during the fight. The second challenge is that each member of your fire team must hold Golgoroth's gaze during each DPS phase of the fight unless you destroy him before the DPS phase ends. Third, you must down at least 2 orbs, each during separate gaze passing phases. You don't need to down all 6 orbs, you only need to down 2. Just make sure that you do it while different people are holding Golgoroth's gaze. Okay, sounds pretty simple. The way that you're supposed to do it is long, complicated, and drawn out, and I won't bother to explain it for you here. The method we've chosen is a variation of the one orb strategy. Those of you unfamiliar with the one orb strategy, one person is selected to hold Golgoroth's gaze, runs to the front left corner of the map. The other 5 people run to the front left corner of the map, down the front left orb, stand in the front left pool, DPS Golgoroth for roughly 15 seconds, jump out of the pit, Golgoroth's gaze ends, and then you rinse and repeat 3 or 4 more times till he's dead. Very simple, very easy, probably what you've been doing for the past couple of months if you've been playing King's Fall. This variation does basically the bare minimum that you need to do to get the challenge done, while still employing in spirit, a one orb method. The first thing we did was we assigned numbers to each member of our fire team. JD was number 1, I was number 2, Maimon Guy was number 3, Shin Ryu X was number 4. Let's see. Our number 5 guy was on the left somewhere. Our number 6 guy was the Frost King. And that kind of helped us to keep organized. Once you have a number down, you know who you're passing it to and you know who you're getting it from. So you kind of know where to stand in relation to the other people. If you're getting from the right, you want to stand on the left. If you're getting it from the left, you want to stand on the right, and vice versa. It means that all the even numbers end up on the right and all the odd numbers end up on the left. Very simple, very easy to remember. Once you see the strategy in action, it's kind of easy to visualize. What we would do is I would run up to the back here, like I'm doing. I would distract Golgoroth while the other members of our fire team, not named JD, started getting down that orb I'm shooting at right there. That's the front left orb. Now I'm shooting at Golgoroth, and JD just captured his gaze. Awesome. Everybody's shot down the orb. That means the pool's activated, weapons of light in the back, somebody shoots a bow at Golgoroth. We're all able to shoot at his stomach until I hear JD say he has 10 seconds left on the clock. Perfect, that's my chance to run out of the pit and shoot Golgoroth in the back. At this point, I have his gaze, and the DPS is over. Nobody is DPSing Golgoroth at this point. Now I take down the second orb, fulfilling the third challenge of this mode, making sure that 2 orbs go down while 2 separate people are holding the gaze. Perfect. Doesn't matter that Maimon Guy grabbed it just now because it's still going down after someone else has grabbed the gaze. Maimon Guy has it now, he's holding it, we fulfill that he has it, then it shifts over to Shin Ryu. Now it looks like our next guy is going to get it soon. Boom, there it goes. Frost King grabs it after he does, and everybody has grabbed the gaze during this DPS phase. Easy enough to follow. Make sure that you do your DPS at the beginning, because as you can see, Cursed Thrall are spawning in the pit, You don't want to be caught with them while you're DPSing. You will explode and die. Keep in mind, if you're playing on hard mode, you will still have to worry about unstable light. If you have unstable light, jump out of the pit, and you don't want to blow up your friends. If you're not familiar with the unstable light debuff, ask someone in your fire team about it, because it's really important that you not blow up all your friends. Unstable light is an important thing to keep track of. You do this 3 or 4 times. Really, you can do it in 2 phases if you've got the right weaponry, although we recommend 3. Since this is very new to us, we only managed to do it in 4. However, we did have somebody die. Our 5th Gaze Passer does die during our 3rd round. Now, do you wipe if somebody dies? Not necessarily. If somebody dies after they have received the gaze, you can keep going like they didn't die. If somebody dies before they grab the gaze, then you have until the end of that FPS phase to down Golgoroth, or else you need to wipe because you have not completed the challenge. Remember, each person in your fire team, all 6 members, need to grab his gaze during each DPS phase. If somebody's dead for that phase, they can't grab his gaze. However, if they've already grabbed his gaze at least once during the match, maybe during round 1 of the DPS phase, then you can conceivably kill Golgoroth during the next DPS phase before the round ends, and then you won't have to worry about whether or not the dead person grabbed his gaze that round. I have his gaze now, and you can see how very simple the strategy is. I'm shade stepping out of the way because if you shade step, then the Axion bolts lose their track and you start bouncing around. It's the easiest way to avoid its bullets. If you don't have shade step, or if you are a Warlock or a Titan, you can just as easily use the Zalo Supercell or the Red Death. They're both very good at killing off these foes. Shinryu has grabbed his gaze. If you see somebody struggling, then make sure to help him out. There's Sentinel, he's our 5th, he's in trouble. Now we're in the Taken phase of the match. He's about to die. Luckily, Frost King grabs the gaze before he can die. He's fulfilled his end of the bargain. 5th has, check, gotten his gaze. Frost can complete this DPS phase, and we only have to worry about killing Golgoroth during the next DPS phase. If you're all on the same page with me so far, good. It really isn't that complicated once you get the hang of it. After a while, we were pretty much just messing around. We had it down pat. If you had any doubt that the 6 Gaze Passer's 2 orb method worked, you're about to see us kill Golgoroth now. It takes a second, but eventually it does give us the challenge rewards. That includes an emblem, a calcified fragment, and of course a chest spawns in the back, giving us our loot. There it is. There's the emblem and the calcified fragment. This strategy does work. It is 6 Gaze Passers and 2 orbs. As long as you follow all of the rules, you should have no problem getting this loot. It is max level loot. You get a lot of really good stuff here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you get all of the best loot, and I will see you next time.